Welcome back to the deep dive. I want to start today by asking you to visualize a very specific, very mundane 27 seconds.
27 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. That is quite precise.
It is. Think about, the time it takes to tie your shoes, or maybe
Yeah.
if you're in the office, the time it takes to walk from your desk to the break room just to grab a cup of coffee.
Right. Yeah.
It's just this totally negligible amount of time in the grand scheme of a day. But in the context of the source material we're covering today, for you, the listener, 27 seconds is the difference between business as usual and a catastrophic headline-making disaster.
It really puts the instant catastrophe, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So we are diving into the 2026 Global Threat Report.
At CrowdStrike, yeah.
Exactly, from CrowdStrike. And the headline here is terrifyingly simple. The adversaries, the hackers, the crime syndicates, the nation states, they have basically broken the sound barrier.
You really have.
I know they are calling 2025 the year of the evasive adversary, but honestly, after reading through this report, I would almost call it the year of velocity.
Velocity is definitely the right word for it. But, it's not just speed for speed's sake, right?
Yeah.
It's speed combined with this incredible invisibility.
Oh.
If you look at the macro view of this report, we're seeing a fundamental shift in the physics of cyber warfare.
A shift in the physics.
Yeah, because we're so used to thinking of hackers as, these guys in hoodies banging on a firewall for days looking for a tiny crack.
Like in the movies.
Exactly, like the movies. But that image is entirely gone. Now they're getting in, they're moving sideways through the network, and they are stealing data before you've even opened your email in the morning.
So our mission today, right, is to unpack this new reality.
Yes.
We really need to understand three main things for this deep dive. How are they moving this fast? How are they bypassing all the tools we've spent literally millions on? And who exactly are these people targeting us?
It's a lot to cover.
It is, but let's go back to that number.
The 27 seconds.
Right. In the industry, they call this breakout time, correct?
That's right.
Can we define that for the listener before we all start to panic?
Sure, yeah. So breakout time is a critical metric. It basically measures the time from when an adversary first compromises a machine.
Like if I click a bad link on my laptop.
Exactly. From that moment to the moment they start moving laterally.
Moving laterally meaning jumping from my infected laptop to, say, the corporate server or the CEO's email account.
You got it. It's basically the difference between breaking into the lobby of a bank and actually breaching the vault.
Okay, that makes sense.
Once they break out of that first infected machine, the damage potential just skyrockets. And the fastest recorded breakout time in this entire report was just 27 seconds.
That just feels, it feels impossible. Is that a human being typing on a keyboard? Or is that a machine?
At 27 seconds, you are almost certainly looking at heavy automation. Scripts that just trigger the exact moment access is gained. It's effectively a machine fighting a machine at that point.
Wow. But, here's the thing that worries me even more than the record holder. It's the average.
The average.
Yeah, because you expect the top-tier elite hackers to be blazing fast. But the average bring-out time for e-crime, meaning your standard financial criminals, that was just 29 minutes in 2025.
29 minutes? Even that is blistering. Because I remember, a few years ago we were talking about the 1-10-60 rule?
Yes, the 1-10-60 rule.
Where you had 60 minutes just to contain an attack once it started.
Right, and that rule is quickly becoming completely obsolete.
So a 60-minute response time in 2026 means what?
It means you are 31 minutes too late.
Man.
That 29-minute average, that actually represents a 65% increase in speed year over year.
65% faster in just 1 year? That is an efficiency gain that, honestly, legitimate tech companies would kill for.
They absolutely would. Why the sudden jump, though? Is it better tools? Or better training for the hackers?
It's a combination of everything. It's really the industrialization of cybercrime.
Industrialization?
Yeah, these aren't hobbyists anymore. They are full-blown enterprises. They have R&D departments. They have automated toolkits they sell to each other.
So it's a business.
A massive business. Take the group mentioned in the report, Chatty Spider.
Chatty Spider. It sounds so harmless, like a character from a nursery rhyme or something.
It does.
But I'm guessing they aren't here to knit webs.
Far from it. They are a prime example of this sprint mentality we're talking about. The report documents an incident where Chatty Spider attempted to exfiltrate sensitive data.
Meaning actually stealing the files and sending them out of the
Oh,
network?
exactly. They did that just 4 minutes after gaining access.
4 minutes to exfiltration.
4 minutes.
Okay, let's play this out realistically. I'm a security analyst. I'm sitting at my desk. I see an alert pop up on my screen. By the time I click open, read the log, grab a sip of coffee, and realize, oh, this looks bad. Chatty Spider is already uploading my company's trade secrets to a server in some non-extradition country.
That is the harsh reality. It changes the defensive paradigm completely
How so?
because you cannot rely on human reaction time anymore. If you were waiting for a human being to look at a screen and say, block this, you have already lost.
You're just too slow.
Way too slow. You need systems that fight back autonomously in real time.
Which brings us to the how, because if they are moving this fast, they must be tripping alarms everywhere, right?
I assume so.
Like a bank robber just dead sprinting through a hallway full of laser beams.
It's a great visual, but this is where the evasive part of the report's title really comes into play.
Okay.
They aren't sprinting through the lasers. They're walking right past them wearing a security guard's uniform.
Explain that for me. How are they doing that?
We are talking about malware-free attacks.
It's malware-free.
Right. Historically, security software looks for malware. It looks for files that resemble viruses or known bad code. But in 2025, the report says 82% of all detections were malware-free.
82%.
Yes.
So only 18% of attacks actually used a traditional virus or malicious file.
Correct. And to give you some context, that number was 51% back in 2020.
Wow, okay.
So in just 5 years, the entire script has flipped.
So if they aren't using malware to hack us, what on earth are they using?
They are living off the land.
Living off the land.
That's the industry term for it. They are using the legitimate tools that are already installed on your computer.
Like what?
They use PowerShell, they use standard remote desktop tools, they use administrative command lines that your IT team uses every day.
So to the security system watching all this, it doesn't look like a hacker tool.
No, not at all. It looks like IT doing routine maintenance. Or it looks like Bob from accounting just organizing his spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Because if I steal your username and password and I log in and I just use the standard copy command to move a file to my cloud storage, that is not malware.
It's just a user doing work.
Exactly. It's a user doing work.
That's the classic, the call is coming from inside the house scenario.
It really is.
But doesn't that essentially render traditional antivirus completely obsolete?
I wouldn't say obsolete, but it certainly makes it insufficient on its own. It shifts the entire battleground from file scanning to identity protection.
Because you can't trust the files anymore.
Right. If we can't trust the software because it's all legitimate, we have to scrutinize the behavior of the user instead.
I see.
We have to ask, is Bob from accounting usually logging in at 3 a.m. from an IP address in a different country and downloading the engineering schematics?
Right. The context becomes king there.
Exactly.
But speaking of tools, we really have to talk about the elephant in the server room.
Let me guess. Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. Every single year we do a deep dive. We ask, is this the year AI takes over hacking?
And usually the answer is, well, not quite yet.
Exactly. So what does the 2026 report actually say?
The answer is now a definitive yes,
Okay.
but maybe not in the way you might expect.
Yeah.
We did see an 89% increase in attacks by AI-enabled adversaries.
AI-enabled, meaning they are just using ChatGPT to write better phishing emails.
I mean, that's the basic level, yes. Better grammar in the phishing emails, faster code generation for their exploits. But the report highlights a much more insidious trend.
Which is?
They aren't just using their own AI, they are weaponizing ours.
Weaponizing ours. You mean like hacking the corporate customer service chatbot?
That kind of thing, exactly. The report details over 90 organizations that had their own legitimate AI tools exploited by threat actors.
Over 90.
Think about it from a corporate perspective. Companies are rushing to integrate AI into literally everything right now.
Oh yeah, every app has an AI assistant now.
Right. Employees are saying, hey, AI, summarize these confidential meeting notes. Or, hey, AI, write a query to pull data from the customer database.
And the attackers are just sitting there saying, don't mind if I do.
Exactly. If an attacker gained access to your system, and you already have an internal AI agent running with permission to access sensitive data.
They don't even need to know how to navigate the database.
They don't. They don't need to know the query language. They just tell your AI to go find the data and package it up for them.
Wow. So the AI essentially becomes the ultimate insider threat.
Yes.
It has all the permissions, it has all the trust of the system, and absolutely none of the suspicion.
It creates what the report calls a dual threat.
A dual threat.
Right. AI speeds up the adversary, which helps them hit that 27-second breakout time we talked about, but it also drastically expands the attack surface for the enterprise.
Because every new AI tool you deploy is basically a potential open window if you don't secure it properly.
Precisely.
It feels like we're just building a superhighway for them to use against us.
We kind of are.
And speaking of infrastructure and highways, the report points out specifically where these battles are taking place now. It's not just on laptops and cubicles anymore.
No, not at all. The cloud and the edge are the new front lines.
Let's tackle the cloud first, because the report mentions cloud-conscious actors.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean? It sounds like they just care about the weather forecast.
If only it were that simple. Cloud conscious means these adversaries truly understand the unique architecture of cloud computing.
Okay.
They aren't just treating a cloud server like a physical box sitting in a server room.
How so?
They know how to manipulate cloud APIs. They know how to jump laterally between virtual containers. They specifically know how to exploit misconfigured permissions in environments like AWS or Azure
They know the layout of the land.
intimately. And we saw a 266% increase in intrusions by state nexus actors that were specifically targeting these cloud environments.
266%. That is a massive jump.
It is.
It implies they clearly know that's where all the gold is stored nowadays.
Precisely. All the data has moved to the cloud, so the attackers followed it.
Yeah.
But while everyone is hyper-focused on watching the cloud, there is a quieter and perhaps way more dangerous trend happening at the edge.
The edge.
Yeah.
We hear this term thrown around a lot in tech circles. Edge computing.
Right.
For the listener, what exactly counts as an edge device in the context of cybersecurity?
So think of the actual physical gateways to your network.
Like firewalls.
Firewalls, VPN concentrators, standard internet routers, even things like the smart thermostats in a corporate building.
Really?
Yeah, these are the boxes that essentially sit right between the chaotic wild internet and your supposedly safe internal network.
And why are the hackers targeting those specific devices? Aren't those the things that are supposed to be the most secure things we own?
They should be the most secure. But the report notes that 40% of all vulnerabilities exploited by China Nexus adversaries specifically targeted these edge devices.
40%. Why the heavy focus there?
The reason is visibility, or rather, the lack of it.
What do you mean by visibility?
Well, you can easily put antivirus software on a Windows laptop, right?
Right.
You could put monitoring agents on a cloud server. But can you easily install third-party security software inside your proprietary router?
Oh, I see. Usually the answer is no.
Exactly. The answer is almost always no. It's a closed system. It's a black box.
Right.
So if an adversary manages to hack the router itself, they can just sit there inside the gateway watching all the company traffic go by, and you have literally no way of knowing they are inside.
Because your security tools can't see inside the box. It's like having an invisible man sitting right in your doorway.
That's a perfect way to describe it. And to make the situation even worse, they are hitting these edge devices with zero-day exploits.
Okay, let's define zero-day for us, just so everyone is on the same page.
A zero-day is a software vulnerability that is completely unknown to the vendor who created the software.
Meaning the company that made the router doesn't even know the flaw exists?
Right. And because they don't know it exists, there is no patch available to fix it.
Ah.
There are literally 0 days of warning.
Yeah.
And the report shows a 42% increase in these zero-day vulnerabilities being exploited before they were publicly disclosed.
So the defenders are essentially playing a game where the rules change every single day and the referee is blindfolded.
That is a very apt analogy. It really emphasizes why the old strategy of just patching your systems isn't enough anymore.
Because you can't patch a hole you don't even know is there.
Exactly.
I want to pivot a bit now. We've talked extensively about the how. We covered the speed, the malware-free tactics, the weaponized AI, the edge devices.
Right.
But who is actually driving all this? We mentioned Chatty Spider earlier, which is a criminal group. But this report spends a significant amount of time focusing on nation-state actors.
Yes, it does.
Specifically North Korea and China.
Correct. CrowdStrike is actively tracking over 281 different adversaries right now.
281.
And 24 of those were newly identified and named just in this year's report alone.
That's a crowded battlefield.
It is. But the distinction between how North Korea operates and how China operates is fascinating because it highlights two very, very different core motivations.
Let's start with North Korea then. When I was reading the section on them, I didn't see a whole lot about spying in the traditional espionage sense.
No.
I saw a lot about bank robbery.
That is exactly what it is. North Korea Nexus activity is almost entirely financially motivated at this point.
Just stealing cash?
Stealing cash to fund the regime. We saw a 130% increase in incidents linked directly to them.
Wow.
But the number that truly dropped my jaw was the sheer scale of the theft they pulled off.
Hit me with a number.
The report links these specific actors to the largest single financial theft ever reported.
Ever.
Ever. 1.46 billion US dollars.
1.46 billion with a B.
With a B in one single go.
See, that is not just a hack. That is a macroeconomic event.
It truly is.
I mean, that has to be a significant percentage of their entire country's GDP, just stolen digitally.
It's massive for them. They are actively targeting cryptocurrency platforms, major banks, global financial institutions. For them, cyber capability isn't just espionage, it's a primary revenue stream.
It's a state-run business.
Exactly.
Now, contrast that approach with China, because the report suggests their focus has shifted quite a bit recently.
It has.
It's not just about stealing intellectual property anymore, right? Like stealing the blueprints for a new fighter jet.
No.
Yeah.
While they still do that, the major shift with China Nexus actors is moving toward long-term strategic advantage.
Strategic advantage.
The report highlighted an 85% increase in their activity, specifically targeting logistics organizations.
Logistics. Meaning shipping companies, trucking, maritime supply chains?
Yes.
But why? There is no billion-dollar payout sitting in a trucking company's database.
No, there isn't cash, but there is incredible leverage. Think about it. If you control the logistics data, you effectively control the flow of goods across the globe.
Oh, wow.
In a geopolitical crisis or an actual physical conflict, being able to quietly shut down a rival nation's supply chain is arguably more valuable than money.
You paralyze them.
Exactly. It strongly suggests a strategy of pre-positioning.
Pre-positioning. Meaning they are breaking into the critical infrastructure now during peacetime.
Right. They are getting in now, so they simply have the option to disrupt it later if they need to.
That is deeply chilling. North Korea just wants your wallet, but China wants to be able to turn off the lights or stop the food trucks from arriving.
And it aligns perfectly with that edge device targeting we were just talking about.
Oh, of course.
If you control the routers and the VPNs of the major logistics companies, you own the digital pathways.
You own the whole highway.
Exactly.
So bringing this all together, we have a terrifying convergence of threats here.
We do.
We have financial criminals moving at literal machine speed, hitting that 27-second breakout. We have nation-states stealing billions of dollars or quietly embedding themselves in our global supply chains.
Yes.
And they're all doing it without even using traditional malware, often just taking our own shiny new AI tools and using them against us.
When you summarize it all at once like that, it sounds incredibly overwhelming.
It does. It feels overwhelming. And I think for the listener, the learner tuning in today who might be an IT professional or a business leader, or honestly just someone who doesn't want their identity stolen, this can all feel entirely paralyzing.
Sure.
So let's bring it back down to earth for a minute. What is the actual practical takeaway from this report? What do we do?
The biggest, most fundamental takeaway is that the old model of digital trust is completely dead.
So the old saying, trust but verify, that's gone.
It is gone. Now, the mantra has to be never trust, always verify.
Never trust, always verify.
You can no longer assume that just because a user typed in the correct password, they are actually the right person.
Right, because of the malware-free attack.
Exactly. And you cannot assume that because a device is sitting securely inside your corporate firewall, it is safe.
Because of the edge device compromises?
Right. We have to completely move toward what the industry calls a zero-trust architecture.
Break that down for us. What does zero trust look like in practice?
It means every single digital request, every login attempt, every file access is treated as fundamentally hostile until it is definitively proven otherwise.
Okay.
It means continuous, real-time monitoring of identity and behavior, not just files.
So watching what the user does after they log in.
Yes. If Sarah from marketing is suddenly accessing highly classified engineering files she never normally touches, the system needs to immediately block it.
Even if she used the right password.
Exactly. If the CEO's laptop is trying to talk to a random server in a country where you don't even do business, block it instantly.
And I'm guessing we need to be doing all of this at machine speed.
That is the second major takeaway. If the enemy is moving in minutes, or literally seconds, You simply cannot respond in hours.
Right.
You have to fight AI with AI. You need defensive security tools that can autonomously detect and stop that 27-second breakout before a human analyst even wakes up to check their phone.
It is quite literally an arms race.
It is.
They get faster, we have
Yeah,
to get faster. They get AI, we have to deploy better AI.
it is an arms
Yeah.
race. And 2026 is clearly showing us that the human element is rapidly becoming the main bottleneck.
We are too slow.
We are the slow part of the loop now.
That is a deeply humbling thought. We are basically building machines to fight the machines that are fighting us.
We are. And honestly, that leads me to a final, slightly provocative thought I want to leave listeners with today.
Go for it. Give us something else to think about. Scare us a little more.
We talked heavily about those 90-plus organizations that had their own internal AI tools exploited.
Right, the dual threat.
As we look forward past 2026, the line between a helpful digital assistant and a malicious intruder is going to blur significantly.
How so? Like, in what way?
Well, imagine you have a highly personalized AI assistant. It manages your calendar, it drafts your emails, it even handles your automated bank transfers.
Pretty standard stuff for the near future.
Right, it sounds exactly like you. It writes exactly like you do.
Okay.
If an adversary quietly compromises that AI agent, how will anyone, even your closest colleagues, know it isn't actually you?
Oh, man. So identity theft isn't just about stealing a credit card number anymore.
No.
It's literally stealing your digital agency.
Exactly. If an adversary can perfectly mimic the behavior, the tone, and the actions of your trusted AI agent, we are entering an era where true authenticity is going to be the most expensive commodity on the planet.
Because you can't trust anything you see online.
Right. How do you actively prove you are you in a digital world that is specifically designed to fake being human?
That is genuinely going to keep me up at night. I mean, we started this conversation talking about pouring a cup of coffee in 27 seconds, and we somehow ended with an existential crisis about human identity.
Well, it's just another day in the deep dive.
Huh. Yeah. Well, on that slightly terrifying but incredibly important note, we're going to wrap up our analysis of the CrowdStrike 2026 Global Threat Report.
It's a heavy one, but an important one.
Definitely. The mission for everyone out there is clear. Speed matters, identity is everything, and if you happen to see Chatty Spider in your network logs, run.
Or, just make sure you have really good offline backups.
That too. Thanks for listening. Keep questioning what you trust, stay vigilant out there, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.